Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review we are looking at the SH Figuarts Warsman. This is also one of the figures on loan to me from my friend, so this is not a figure I'm familiar with. I basically just opened him out of the package, so we are going to see what he is together for the first time. And I have to tell you, I'm really excited for this guy. I hope he's awesome, because he looks like he might be a really good base body for customs. I want to point out, it's a very small packaging, and it seems like a very basic figure in terms of accessories and everything, so I'm assuming they were at a lower price point. If not, then that's kind of odd, though he does have a pretty decent size to him, so let's go into that. He stands, uh-oh, my backdrop's moving and all the accessories are gonna fall. How about professionalism? Right there, backdrop's falling, knocking off all the accessories. Okay, so he stands, yeah, he's not super tall, only about 15 centimeters high, and about just shy of 6 inches, it looks like, depending on how you pose him. About 5 3/4, probably more accurately. He's really nice looking though, just in general, because he's nice matte black and matte gray mostly, with the shiny parts for the shoulders and the helmet, and then the face is kind of metallic. He's got the semi-glossy, or at least somewhat maybe satiny shoulder or elbow pads, and then wrist guards and things. So it's nicely detailed. I like the contrast of finishes. It looks good. And the sculpt work is generally pretty well done. I like it. I know the shoulders are supposed to be round like that, like armor, so I don't mind that. And it looks pretty good overall. As far as accessories go, like I said, pretty limited. He just has the 2 fist hands, and then he has 2 of this hand, which is just an open hand. And I'm just going to show you the one because I have to show you the hinge on it. So the hinge actually works for gripping. It's not great. It's a little reminiscent of Toy Biz Marvel Legends, but it's not bad. It's still effective. And the reason that is there is because the spike pad and then the regular pad are interchangeable. So you can put the spikes on there or just put the regular handguard on there like that, essentially. So I'll post photos at the end so you can see it up close, but that's what it is. And then we have interchangeable faces. So we have just the standard face right there, and then we have the laughing face, which looks pretty cool. The face looks a little bit darker actually. Yeah, maybe not, I don't know. Looks about the same, I guess. And then we have maybe those are supposed to be cuts. I'm not entirely sure, but we have that face also. I'm not familiar with this character, but it does look like a cool base figure. I'm going to pop this off just so I don't risk breaking anything as we go. So as far as head articulation goes, let's pop it off and show you. It should come off since they're interchangeable. There we go. So double ball peg. His joints are kind of different for an SH Figuarts. From what I can tell, they don't necessarily have the same engineering. So just a double ball peg in there, and then the neck feels like a single ball peg. So it should be probably good enough for poseability. Let's see. Yeah, it moves around pretty well. You're not going to get the most range of motion out of the head, but it's probably good enough. For the shoulders, we have a butterfly joint, which feels like it's a butterfly joint that has like a vertical swivel in it, so it can pull out a little bit and then swivel. It's not super effective, so I'm not really sure why they bothered. It doesn't have that much range of motion. Just a little bit. I guess it makes it useful enough. It can come across the chest a little bit, so it's not bad. Then we have a ball hinge for the shoulder with a ball peg that goes into that butterfly joint, but it's very limited. And even with the shoulder itself, you can kind of tuck that in there, but the shoulder armor up here gets in the way. So it's pretty limited for a guy that's supposed to be super flexible. I think they probably could have engineered that a little bit better. It doesn't have the best range of motion at all. And then the bicep swivel, almost non-existent because it's all the way up there in the shoulder, and then the shoulder's really bulky, so almost no bicep swivel. That's kind of disappointing. Double jointed elbow works just fine. Really nice range of motion. Definitely not the best looking. I don't know why they re-engineered this guy so much compared to other standard Figuarts engineering. This is really weird. Really weird design so far. That's odd. So for the upper torso, it feels like it's probably, well, I think it might be a hinged ball peg. It doesn't want to go too much side to side, so I'm not entirely sure what's in there. And since it's not mine, I don't want to stress anything and possibly break it. But you get a decent ab crunch out of that diaphragm, and then you get a little bit of rotation, but it's awfully stiff. And then side to side, I'm not sure if it just doesn't want to go, or if it can't go, or what, so that's a little odd. Then for the lower torso, it's just a single ball peg with kind of like a floating piece in there to fill in the gap. It's a little odd. It's not... Oh, this whole piece is floating, it looks like. I don't know, that's very strange again, but you get decent range of motion out of that lower torso, so it's okay. For the hips, we get the hinged hips, just like you're used to with the SH Figuarts. They look good all the way up. Bring them down, they don't look so good, but then you can bring them up to kick. But this time you have to bring them up at a really big angle, so that makes it look a little odd. Doesn't work as well because you can't really bend the knee straight down. So that's not very good design, I guess. And then we get the cap in here for the hip, which we don't normally have. That just hides the joint, I guess. But it's a ball peg going into the hip, and then you can move around that, and then you get the thigh swivel out of the actual thigh. So that's not bad, but the way this is so triangular, it keeps the hip from letting the leg go straight unless you go really far out to the side. Double jointed knee gives you decent range of motion, I guess. It's not a horrible design, but it's still a really weird design. Every joint on this guy is really weird, and I'm not entirely sure why. I don't know. Very, very strange. And then the ankles, whoa. What? Why would they do that? That's a really ugly, strange ankle joint. Tiny hinge inside of a big thing that's the same shape as a hinge. So they should have just left it. And that doesn't even rotate. That's sculpted, it looks like. Or it's really stuck. Let's see on this side. Okay, yeah, I guess it was just stuck. So that rotates, so that might as well have just been a hinge, like all the other figures they've ever made. But it's got a tiny hinge inside that's really ugly. We do get an ankle rocker out of it, so that's good. I mean, it's functional, it works just fine, but that joint is really ugly. So this guy's strange. I don't think I'll be using him for custom unless somebody particularly wants it. I don't know. It's not bad, but it's very strange, and I don't know how else to describe it. So you're gonna have to judge for yourself if you want to buy it. I have no idea if they're in stock or not, but if you want to check Big Bad Toy Store, there is a link in the description below. And I think, they were in stock last time I was searching around on their site, but I don't know offhand, so you're gonna have to look. So make sure you guys subscribe so you can see my upcoming figure reviews, custom figures, and other good stuff. And in the meantime, keep collecting.